Stop it. This is too much." Those were the exact words that shattered the silence and sent shockwaves through the global fanbase of BTS. Jin, the eldest member of the world's most influential K-pop group, has finally spoken out, and not with a song, not with a smile, but with a statement that demands attention. What could push someone known for his calm demeanor and diplomatic grace to break his silence so sharply? What's happening behind the glittering curtain of fame that fans aren't seeing? The question isn't just why Jin spoke up, it's why now. For months, whispers have swirled around the BTS universe. Rumors, speculations, and relentless online noise have built a pressure cooker of expectations and scrutiny. But no one expected Jin, fresh from his military service and known for his composed public persona, to be the one to say what others wouldn't. His words weren't vague. They were deliberate. They were emotional. And they were aimed directly at the heart of a growing problem that many have ignored for too long. Jin's statement wasn't delivered through a press release or a carefully curated interview. It came during a live broadcast, raw and unfiltered. His voice trembled, not with fear, but with frustration. "I've seen things that made me question everything," he said. "There's a line, and it's been crossed." The room fell silent. Fans watching from around the world held their breath. What line was he referring to? Was it the invasion of privacy? The toxic fan wars? The pressure to perform even when the soul is weary? The answer, it seems, is all of the above. Jin's words were a culmination of years of silent endurance. From obsessive fan behavior to invasive media tactics, the idol life has become a spectacle where boundaries are blurred and humanity is often forgotten. "We're not machines," Jin continued. "We're people. We laugh. We cry. We get tired. And lately, it feels like none of that matters." His voice cracked, not for dramatic effect, but because the weight of truth is heavy. This wasn't just a personal outcry. It was a wake-up call. Jin's message resonated far beyond the BTS fandom. It touched on the broader issue of celebrity culture, where idols are expected to be flawless, tireless, and endlessly available. But what happens when the pedestal becomes a prison? Jin's courage to speak out has opened a floodgate of conversations that were long overdue. Mental health, personal space, and the right to say no are no longer taboo topics. They're urgent realities. The timing of Jin's statement is no coincidence. With BTS members pursuing solo projects and navigating mandatory military service, the group is in a transitional phase. The spotlight has shifted, and with it, the intensity of public scrutiny. Jin's return was supposed to be a celebration. Instead, it became a confrontation. "I came back hoping for peace," he said. "But what I found was noise. Too much noise." His eyes didn't flinch. His tone didn't waver. This was not a plea. It was a demand. Fans reacted instantly. Social media lit up with messages of support, confusion, and reflection. Some asked for clarification. Others offered apologies. But the most powerful response came from those who chose to listen, not just to Jin's words, but to the silence that followed. Because sometimes, the absence of sound speaks louder than any scream. Jin's statement also raises a critical question. What role do fans play in the well-being of their idols? The answer isn't simple. Fandom is built on love, but love without boundaries can become suffocating. Jin's message wasn't an attack. It was a reminder. A reminder that admiration should never come at the cost of respect. That support should never morph into surveillance. That being a fan means caring for the person, not just the persona. Industry insiders have weighed in, acknowledging that Jin's words reflect a growing concern among artists. The pressure to maintain perfection, the fear of backlash, and the lack of safe spaces are issues that plague not just K-pop, but entertainment as a whole. Jin's courage to speak out may inspire others to do the same. And perhaps that's the real power of his message. Not just the words, but the ripple effect they create. As the dust settles, one thing is clear. Jin has changed the conversation. He's reminded the world that silence isn't always golden, and that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is speak. His words, "Stop it. This is too much," will echo for a long time. Not because they were loud, but because they were true. So what happens next? Will the industry listen? Will fans reflect? Will the media recalibrate its lens? The answers remain uncertain. But one thing is undeniable. Jin has drawn a line. And now, it's up to everyone else to decide which side they stand on. And just when the world thought the storm had passed, Jin's words began to echo louder. Not just in fan circles, but across media outlets, mental health forums, and even among fellow artists. The ripple effect was undeniable. What started as a moment of vulnerability had transformed into a movement. But the question remains, will this moment be remembered as a turning point, or will it be buried under the next wave of headlines? Jin's courage to speak out has peeled back the glossy veneer of K-pop's global success, revealing the emotional toll that often goes unseen. Behind the sold-out stadiums and chart-topping hits lies a reality that few dare to confront. The pressure to maintain perfection, the fear of disappointing millions, and the constant scrutiny from every angle. It's a cocktail of stress that no amount of fame can dilute. And Jin, by saying enough, has given voice to countless others who felt the same but stayed silent. The emotional weight of his statement isn't just about the words. It's about the timing, the delivery, and the raw honesty. Fans who followed BTS for years know that Jin rarely speaks out in this way. He's the one who cracks jokes, lightens the mood, and keeps the peace. So when he says, "This is too much," it's not just a complaint, it's a warning. A warning that the system is cracking, and if no one listens, it might break. Industry experts are already dissecting the implications. Some say this could lead to a reevaluation of how idols are managed. Others believe it might inspire a new wave of transparency in entertainment. But perhaps the most important impact is the shift in fan behavior. In the days following Jin's broadcast, fan communities began organizing discussions on healthy support, boundaries, and mental health awareness. The message was clear: love should never hurt. Jin's statement also sparked responses from fellow BTS members. RM, known for his introspective leadership, posted a cryptic message: "Sometimes silence is the loudest scream." J-Hope shared a photo of a dimly lit room with a caption, reflecting. Suga, ever the realist, wrote, "We're human first." These weren't just social media posts, they were signals. Signals that Jin's words had struck a chord, not just with fans, but with the very people who live the same reality. And then came the surprise. Big Hit Music, BTS's agency, released a statement acknowledging Jin's concerns. "We respect Jin's voice and recognize the importance of mental well-being for all our artists," it read. The statement promised internal reviews and new initiatives to support artist health. It was a rare moment of accountability in an industry often criticized for its silence. But will words turn into action? That's the next chapter fans are waiting to read. As the conversation continues, one thing is certain: Jin has changed the rules. He's reminded the world that idols are not invincible, that fame does not equal immunity, and that speaking out is not weakness, it's strength. His words have become a mirror, forcing fans, media, and industry leaders to look at themselves and ask, are we part of the problem? The emotional resonance of Jin's message lies in its simplicity. Stop it. This is too much. It's a phrase that anyone can understand, but few have the courage to say. And in saying it, Jin has not only protected himself, he's protected the future of those who will walk the same path. Because sometimes the bravest thing you can do is draw a line and say, no more. So what now? The world watches. Fans listen. The industry holds its breath. And Jin, having spoken his truth, stands not just as an idol, but as a voice of change. His message isn't just for today, it's for every tomorrow that dares to be different. Let me know if you'd like this adapted into a video script, social media post, or translated into Indonesian.